Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Celtic Honest Review podcast. My name is Ryan Clifford, and join me in this episode once again is the two Rories. It's JP. Not on a Tuesday, what JP? It's a Monday. After the aftermath of a total demolition of Kilmarnock, 5-0 victory at Rugby Park on a horrendous park. But JP, you wouldn't think it was a horrendous park the way we played, mate. I personally didn't think we got a second or third gear again. Some of the football was fantastic. Could have been more than five. Some missed chances once again, and I know we scored some good goals, mate. But I think their goalie had a 2 or 3 beers the night before because I don't think he covered himself in glory, mate. But we had a good weekend, mate, and enjoyed the game.
Hi, mate. Good evening. Fantabulous. It's been a good weekend. The weather's been absolutely superb on it, so that makes it all even better for everybody when you're coming up to your weekend. The weather's like that. Celtic yesterday, sexy football has been called. I've seen a couple of posts today. No, you can't ask for any better than that, mate. Normally we go to somewhere like that, we struggle. Yesterday, it looked like the score could have been anything we really wanted it to. We dictated the whole thing from start to finish. I actually thought, like, the more the game went, the better we became in terms of our football and the way we played, some of the passes I played. And you go back to it, mate, you look at away last year to now, the potential lost 3 out of your 6 games. Now we've won 3 in a bounce, like 3 league games in a bounce. That's 35 games in the league now, we're unbeaten. That's a remarkable run, mate, considering the way we're being written off left, right and centre with everybody else, the media, etc. No, it's superb, and then obviously individual performances we'll probably touch on tonight, but no, I was really happy, and I understand what you're saying with the goalie. I think he had a bottle of shandy behind the goal. I think it was no shandy, brandy maybe, because I just don't know what he was doing. It put me in mind of Rob Douglas, mate, when Rob Douglas used to be the Celtic goalie. Some of his decision making was similar to my grab, and I thought they've got a live one here.
I thought we were going to hold on to the middle of the podcast and mention Rob, but he's mentioned it.
No, I'll get him out. Get it out of mind now, mate. Get it out of mind now. Paid up top about Monday cleaners, so.
I agree with you, mate. I think as well, nobody's actually mentioned outside of Celtic that we went 35 games unbeaten in domestic football in the league. I think it's overall, actually, because you don't really count the Rangers defeat, the semi-final defeat, because it was over extra time in extra time. So in 90 minutes, we've not been beaten 35 games. So again, I don't know why that's not getting mentioned. We know why it's not getting mentioned, but that's just the way it goes in Glasgow. I thought the individual performances again, Taylor was brilliant again. Jota, him and Jota and Maeda, when they swap here, they seem to have an understanding now. Again, that's consistency. The start of the year last year, we didn't have that for the first few weeks, but gradually these fullback roles that Ange's got is working very well. Even I thought Juranovic was better as well, going forward as well. Defensively didn't really have much to go. Kilmarnock huffed and puffed a few chances, but the only threat they had was Lafferty, and he was well off the ball. He was in Genji and Dicker's back pocket the full game.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, I think we all know the main guy is Jota. People have talked about maybe the goal should have saved it, but it's to have the confidence to shoot from outside there and the power again on his shot was phenomenal. I liked how McFadden said, I watched your show last week, Boydie. Jota's the best in Scotland, and for me, we've said that. I believe, as JP, I know people are saying that, European football, listen, fuck European football, you're talking about in Scotland now. Just because you don't date Europe doesn't mean that you're not the best in Scotland. That means you're maybe not the best in Europe. And Scotland, I do believe all round, I think it's McGregor, but if you're going to just go on talent alone and special talent and individual performances, Jota's just, for me, he's clear. He's already pinpointing his name for the player of the year. I'm not saying he's going to get that, but he's already going to be up there for the major honours. If it's assists, goals, I think he's maybe adding more goals to his game this year. And you can see the way he's playing. It's like he's happy to be here. I'm not saying that him signing, having that weight on his shoulders isn't there or anything, but or it was there to start with. But I think it's McFadden that mentioned that you can see he's just playing with freedom. He's just strutting his stuff, and I know fans, never want to sell my players, but you've got to be realistic here. If he continues this form, does well in Europe, next year you're going to have suitors, and I do believe he's going to be probably a record fee. He's no worth £6 million. As a fuck, we have absolutely scanted Benfica and robbed them, absolutely robbed them blind, and I think their fans know that now. But I think on the performance as a whole was amazing. And that's me probably been a bit kind to the squad because it was second or first year. And you can see the second season that Ange's meant to be the best, and if this is what's to come, JP, then we're in for a fucking really good season.
Aye, well, a few pundits and media outlets not in for a sincere rude awakening, mate, if that's going to be the case, because we're just blowing teams out the way now. Two really, in my opinion, two really hard, stuffy games in normal circumstances for us, and we've just surpassed both of them like they were fuck all. Ross County and now Kilmarnock.
Aye, but if you go in the media, mate, Ross County was a struggle.
Oh no, definitely. We got out of jail with Ross County, and it was Big Marty's Youngs that saved our bacon apparently, even though there was another goal scored after that. But we just discount that and we just say it's on my own agenda. But we know ourselves, mate. I mean, half of shite it talks no true, the other half's hard to believe. So it is what it is at the end of the day with that mob. So I'm not going to lose any sleep at it, but mate, you know what I mean? We've just, as I said before, we'll just do what we do, mate, and we seem to be doing our talking on the pitch. I just want to talk about Jota now, mate, because I think a lot of this is obviously, I know he was very talented when he was on loan last season, and he had all the kind of raw ability and skill. I actually want to commend a bit of what maybe Harry Kewell's doing with him, Ryan. I think a lot of if you remember back to Harry Kewell, a lot of his play was cutting inside and shooting. A lot of his goals, a lot of Harry Kewell's right good goals were off the distance, were off like the way Jota hit that yesterday. People are saying the goalie still saved it. There was that much power on it, mate. I don't think the goalie's the speed of the ball is the goalie's no position properly in order to save that fully and get his full hand on the ball, although he's got his hand on the ball. I think just the sheer power beat the goalie. And sometimes you just need to hold your hands up and say, do you know what, that was really good. But it's unfortunate. And then you hear the Kilmarnock manager coming out and saying that three of the goals were down to bad defending. And it was nothing to do with the fact that the team he was up against were just fucking light years ahead of the players that you've got at your disposal. And there's just nothing you can do when you're in that predicament. But he just overlooked that fact and just decided to put all the blame on his own staff for not being able to defend three of our goals. Nothing to do with the movement of Celtic or the way the tempo and the speed that Celtic play are. So that didn't get by me. I did notice that right enough. I noticed that last night. I heard them talk as well. And again, he's maybe another one. You just kind of switch off now and again as well when he goes on wee rants, because even when he's at Aberdeen and he used to get done time and time again with us, his record against us is absolutely shocking, to be honest with you. And when you get, like I say, when they get done time and time again with us, it's every excuse in the book not to say that, you know what, Celtic are a far superior team to us. You know, they're far better. That's why they're the champions. That's why the week before, Malcolm Mackay saying you're up against a Champions League team here, and that's like Malky. He's no reason to be nice. He doesn't have to be. He's a Ross County manager, but he's not going to beat about the bush. He's no kidding, you know. No, not once have I heard them say that, oh, they're the benchmark, or they're the team to beat. It's it doesn't matter. You know, we'll pick the other team to win the league. For me, honestly, I do not know what they're all smoking, what they're all taking, and what they're all smoking when they're coming away with us. But like I says, mate, it is what it is, and it's always going to happen. I think, mate, regardless. We could have went out and won 10-0 yesterday, and McInnes would have probably said 9 of the goals could have been stopped with his defenders. I think that's just the way he hangs up with people that are a wee bit biased and a wee bit bitter. But as I say, but in terms of Jota, I think Harry Kewell's doing a bit of work. Abada's even doing it now, no, because he's having pop shots when he can get a chance to as well. He was unlucky with that one yesterday. He nips off the goalie, he presses the goalie, gets the ball in. He's trying to find that near post, but he's just not put enough bend and curl on it, and that's how the defender gets it. If he'd have put a bit more swerve, it goes by the defender and goes in the near post, but the goalie, I don't know what's the goalie doing, Tom, you could say, do you know what I mean? I don't know what he's doing. He's out, I don't know what he's doing, he's out eating Pringles, I think, somewhere. He's just, I don't know what he's doing, but no, I actually think the goalie was watching the game on Sky, on his phone, and just forgot that he was the actual goalkeeper for Kilmarnock yesterday and forgot that he had a job to do. Because half the time you seen him when we were on the attack, he was just standing there and it was as if he was a man of days. It was like the first goal. Yeah. Watch him for the first goal. Kyogo's gone near post with it all the time. And he's away earlier as if he's away talking to his mate. Look, what are you doing? So, but Greg Taylor again, mate, absolutely outstanding. The boy's been amazing. He's been a total revelation under Ange. He's took his game to a new level, right? Like I says, mate, I said it when we were talking to John Baird, that he's playing like a fucking playmaker. Mm-hmm. He's playing like he's in a number 10 role. He's got into the middle of the park line and he looks like he's spraying passes about like fucking Seedorf. Do you know what I mean? It's like it's becoming effortless like with him. His defensive work's get better. I know his timing's better. He's getting back into shape better. And that comes with giving a guy games and game time. And then obviously you've got Matt O'Reilly, outstanding again, right? I thought the only disappointment for me yesterday was maybe David Turnbull. Thought he was the one that kind of, he just didn't get going in the game. When he got the ball, he just looked lost. He looked as if he didn't know what he was doing. He tried a couple of shots, mate. One of them nearly hit my motor. And like fucking hell, David. Know what I mean? Like, what are you trying to do? And then the other one, he missed kick, nearly hit my granda. So you're like, come on, what's going on? But just they looked a wee bit out of sorts, I think. And obviously with Rio Hatate being out, then obviously that's why he's played Davy. But I thought again, Ryan, when Aaron Moy came on, I thought the tempo of the team went up another level as well. His speed of play is unbelievable. He can play a first time pass and it's that crisp and sharp. It goes straight into feet. And there was a passage of play just before Starfelt's goal. And Starfelt's actually got the ball. He plays a nice wee neat pass, kind of run the corner to Moy. Moy then plays it first time to Carter Vickers. Carter Vickers then plays it first time to McGregor. Mm-hmm. McGregor then kind of back heels it and steps out of the ball, gives it back to Moy. Moy runs onto it and plays it right through diagonally onto Abada for us to be on the break. I thought that was, like I says, mate, the manipulation in some of the passages of football were just really nice on the eye yesterday night. Like I says, mate, I think it's only going to get harder for teams, I really do. The more and more we play, the more and more we... This is a hang on, we're getting a big break between games now. Because, well, you're getting 7-8 days between a game now. So, a lot of these other teams that we're going to be coming up against, like Hearts and Sunday, obviously they play on Thursday night. So these teams are going to have to, like that mob across the water, they're using a squad now. So they're having to get through games, they're having to fire through games, whereas we're getting a full break, so we're fresh coming into the games. We've no qualifiers either, so that's like, well, about a month probably ahead of these teams, right? So we've got a good jump start, and obviously yesterday was a one, and you know yourself, mate, and even on the group chats and stuff, yesterday was a one I was going, oh, that might be a banana skin, because the pitches are sometimes levels. But yesterday we just totally took the game away from them. And took me by surprise as well, because it's always really a hard slog down there.
I've always says, doesn't matter if it's amateur, junior, whatever. The Astro Parks are a leveler. People say they're no. I played on them myself. I used to play teams in the Bolton division when you play in the Scottish Cup and you'd be like 1-0 during 10 minutes. You're like, fuck, here we go. It's all done at the park. It's all done at they're better than you. It's a big level. See Celtic versus Kilmarnock at Celtic Park, 9 times out of 10, unless you get a fluky draw or a 1-0 fucking park the bus defeat. Mm-hmm. It's always 4-5. It's always 3 goals in the game, roughly over, and you always totally destroy them. That's not because you command either nowhere as good as you, but because you're playing a nice fucking crisp park, you can pass the ball, you can play your football you want to play. But as soon as you go to the Arsenal, it's sticky, it's a hot day, they don't even water the park, try to play mind games. That's what these teams do.
But it kind of suited us yesterday, Ryan. It sort of fell into
I thought we were superb, mate. I thought we passed the ball very well. Like you say, O'Reilly was superb again. I think he's the sort of guy that's going to go under the radar, not really get mentioned, but he does the simple thing. I'm not comparing him to this guy because he's nothing like him, but he just reminds me of Neil Lennon. Does the simple stuff. Doesn't do it in flashy. Doesn't do it in really that bad. Just plays his simple football. It's none of this 50 diagonal passes getting caught out with defenders. It's just the guy close to him and he's away again. He moves to. He's always got his seed up, and like you say, with Aaron Moy, the manager, when they made the 3 subs, and when Abada, Jack and Marcus Moy came on, the tempo went up again. The full game changed again, and you went and scored your 4th, you went and scored your 5th, and that's what these subs we've got on the bench. The guys like McCarthy didn't go on, who can come in and play. No, you've got guys who are not making the bench, like Mikey Johnson, Julian. That's the squad we've got now. Guys who you could say could come in and play. Now they're not getting on the bench. They're not getting to match these squads. That's where we are now. Like you says, teams are trying to qualify. Teams are using your squad. We're using your squad, but not really using it because he's only playing a set amount of players. We're not having to play 2 in a week, 3 in a week, try to qualify for Champions Leagues or Europa Leagues and whatever. So you're able to give these guys, say they played on a Sunday, do you know what? Monday have it off, Tuesday come for a recovery session, Wednesday will have to hard, Thursday had to hard, Friday they are shit and whatever. So technically you're allowing these guys to take a break and you're leaving during the and it's leaving Christmas time yet. So I know that when it happened, when they get 2 days off, but if that's the case, you could go, do you know what? You've done a hard shift on Sunday, have a day off Monday, have a half day Tuesday, come in at 3 o'clock or something and do a late session. You're able to do that now because you've got this big depth for a squad and you're not playing 2-3 times a week. So already, like I'm agreeing with you, mate. I think already you've got a kickstart. And I actually said to my old man after the game yesterday, I says, Dad, who is going to beat us in it? Like, who is? Rangers have either improved, but I want to say they've improved drastically. They've lost 2 or 3 of their main men. Either maybe boy Tom Warren, excuse my part, I dig a bit of creativity to the boy Colak might get them goals, but in terms of playing football, nobody matches Celtic Scotland. Don't care what anybody says. I'm not an expert at football, but I know the way my team play, and no one other team in Scotland can play the way we play.
Nobody's living with me.
Nobody can do the high press. Nobody can do the 2-touch, 3-touch football. The wee triangles. Rangers can maybe play nice football, but eventually. There's a game against Livingston. I noticed people say, "Wait, what's the Rangers for?" It's only telly. I'm going to watch it. They've no identity of Rangers at all, and they get very lucky against Livingston. Livingston again.
So far in the games that I've heard is so far the games they've watched, right? They've had no identity.
And then again, I'm going to mention that I've seen the clip say one of their goals was a miles offside, and Michael Stewart says technically, I'm like, no, Michael, if they're wanting VAR, it's clear offside, and it's clear as day. But again, it's not spoke about because they won the game, and nothing get mentioned. But on us, mate, I generally believe that we are the benchmark, we're the champions. The way we're playing football is the benchmark. Kyogo, even Big Jack and Marcus, I thought he'd been unlucky not to start yesterday. I thought he should have started, but then Kyogo scores, so it kind of reverts back to maybe he shouldn't have because he played well and scored. But
I think he used to work in a circus before he joined us.
Honestly, but it's defensively we're looking good. Midfield, it's fine. We're all nicey, but going forward, I think we're relentless. I just think it was when Abada had the ball when he came on. I can't remember who was it Ash Taylor? I can't remember who he was 1-on-1 with. But defenders' positional sense, it was like it he was twisting already on his back foot. And I'm like, he's got him here already. He wasn't facing him. You or say played football. What did they tell you today? Face him up, stone him up, stone him up. Don't show him on his side. He's showing him on his fucking side. And I'm like, you're going to get fucking destroyed here. Looking off, the guy get back and get the ball. But when you've got guys like Jota, Maeda and Abada, as soon as you get the ball, they're direct. And I want to make a wee thing of James Forrest as well. I know he was only for 10-15 minutes, but I thought it was plenty when he came on. Just looked all out of sorts. I think he tried to buy a man, didn't happen to him. I think he hit the ball out of the park as well. I seen the thing about Ange, I don't know when he says it, but I seen it on one of these Celtic Facebook pages, saying that he's still got value at the squad and that's why we gave him a new deal. But for what I seen, for what he was saying, it was basically because he's been here and done it, he's had experience, he's still valued that way. No, in terms of, for me, in terms of he's going to play every week, I think he's going to be a 15-minute, 20-minute player now. The way we've got Maeda's not going to be behind him. There's Abada and there's Jota. He's still going to contribute, I think, JP, but I just think it's going to be very hard. I've been a sub myself. It doesn't matter how good you are. To come on for 10, 15 minutes, 20 minutes a game and try to show your stuff is very, very hard, especially when your team's winning 4-5 nothing or whatever and the stuffing's out the game. It's very hard to come and make an impact the way you want to make an impact.
No, definitely, mate, and I understand what you're saying, mate, Forrest. I had to, my wee boy had one of his friends from nursery's birthday party yesterday, so I left the house, it was 3-0, so I never seen Forrest coming on. By the time I left the house and got to the party, it was 5-0. So I thought to myself, I must be a good luck charm every time I get the room or get somewhere, Celtic score. It's the same at Celtic Park. If I ever go to the toilet or anything, I'll bring up the park and score. But no, as I say, I never seen Forrest. I never got a chance to see him. I didn't even, until this morning, I didn't even know he came on. There you go. In all honesty. As you say, he's probably come on when the game was done. So this is where they're at now, mate. He's not even getting in the team before we're getting a chance. But the games are done and he's bringing them on just because we've got 5 subs to make now. I can't really comment yesterday about Forrest, but obviously I've gave you my feelings on him already. I don't think he'll play much myself. I think in terms of what we've got, Jota, Abada and Maeda, I think he's way, way behind him now. And it's going to take something significant for that to change anytime soon. And if the rumours are anything to go by, I know we were linked during the week. I know Ange rubbished it, but let's face it, Ryan, Ange isn't going to exactly tell the press who we left her, and he's not going to say, aye, oh, that's him or that, because he's not going to be that disrespectful and talk about other teams' players either. But we were linked with that boy for Barcelona, Alex Calado, who can play anywhere across the front three. Now, I did pick up on Ange's interview yesterday when he says we're looking for people in the right areas. We're looking for people who they need to be right for the club. Mate, I think that's amazing. See all this, what we've had before, we've been used to before, bringing guys in just to stockpile a squad and, you know, keep them there, and you're not seeing them for fucking 6, 7 months, 8 months before he gets a game. Bringing boys in like Klamala, paying 3 million for experiments, mate.
That's experiment project signings. But we'll get them anyway.
That's what I'm saying. See all the guys that have been signed under Ange, mate, they've all come into the team, they've all made an impact right away. Every one of them, they've all contributed. Even Liam Scales, mate, people go like, well, he's not, but he scored a couple of fucking good goals. So he showed up really well in the games that I seen Scales playing. Now, maybe Ange has seen the boy, maybe Ange has sent him out, he's playing at left centre-back for Aberdeen, so maybe Ange has sent him out in order to try and develop him as a left centre-back, to bring him in and play him there. Maybe Ange doesn't see him playing left wing back for us, which is fair enough. But the games that he played, he looked like a big back and athlete. He looked like as if he could shaft. He looked like, and he scored a couple of really good goals for us. The one against Dundee United at Tannadice, that was a beauty. Where he runs on and just side fits it right into the net. But I've heard people shouting about how's Big Siegrist not getting a game and how's this not. I think the time will come for these guys to be brought into the team. right now it's not. It's the beginning of the season. And now, as you said, we don't need to use our squad now because we've got the freedom now. We'll play on Saturday and then we're not playing the following Sunday, or we're not playing the following... You've got that full 7 days to have the squad recover. And that's the way to keep a clean bill of health, mate. And the 5 subs is going to help us, Brian, destroy a lot of teams in this league, mate, because you look at the quality and it's coming off the bench now. So you had Abada, Giakoumakis, Moy.
Forrest.
Starfelt came off the bench, and then obviously Forrest. Taking maybe Forrest out of that because he's not really made a great contribution of recent, but the rest of them, mate, all came on and made an impact. Starfelt scored, Giakoumakis scored. Abada nearly scored. He was involved with setting up the goal for Giakoumakis. So these guys are coming off the bench and making impacts, mate. It's not like it's not like maybe last season you saw Ange making 3 subs in a wanny, and then if the game just fucking died a death. That's not happening now, mate. He's making an impact, and the tempo that they've maybe put into 50, 60 minutes the game, if that starts to drop off, he then makes 3 subs and the tempo just goes like that again. Oof. Because you're bringing 3 guys on with bag loads of energy and ready to go. In my opinion, mate, I'd be happy with any team a big man plays because that group he's put together, mate, he has full belief in that group that they can go and do a job. And now I have no reason to disbelieve that they can, because every game they get, mate, they just look as if they're ready to go to war. They look as if they're ready to... They've got the switch goes on, and 35 games undefeated, Ryan, in the league. I mean, if that doesn't tell you a clear message as to... But I don't know what it does, and we all get dead annoyed when maybe they don't play to their strengths, or they don't, they don't. But see, when you look at things like that, mate, I can accept and give them a bit of leeway and go, it's a bad day at the fucking office, we all have them. Mate, they're far and few between me, Celtic, mate, especially under this manager, you know what I mean? They're no very seldom, I know a lot of people are going like that, the Champions League's all around the corner, we're going to get slaughtered, but we might do, but if we do, we're going to get slaughtered, try to play the way Ange wants us to play. We're going to try and be brave about it, and they're going to go about it the way he wants them to go about it. And I think what made them believe in the way they could play as the game against Betis away, when we went 2-0 up, and we just couldn't manage game management to see the game out. When you play against quality players, mate, you need to be sharper in the mind. You need to be quicker at thinking, and you need to know what you're doing right away. When you go a couple of goals up against quality, you need to sustain that pressure. You need to keep that pressure on, and you need to try and sustain it. And last season, mate, that was at the time we were still trying to throw a squad together. Looking at Yeti scored one of the goals, mate. Do you know what I mean? So we were still trying to throw a squad together. And we had guys like Kyogo and Giakoumakis, they weren't fit at the time. You look now, mate, fully fit squad. And I still think even teams like Sheriff, Tiraspol and teams of that ilk, mate, I know we're not going to probably get teams of that ilk because I've seen the groups and who's all in the pots. They're guaranteed we're getting 3 belters. That's the way it happens with us, mate. We're getting 3 fucking billions. So we're getting fucking Paris Saint-Germain, Liverpool and Dortmund. That's what we're getting up with. And people are going, oh no, here we go. But if that mob across the water can beat Dortmund, so can we, because we're better than them in my opinion. So, and that's what I says to one of my mates who supports him. I says, so does that mean we're better than Dortmund? They went, how? I says, because we're fucking slaughtered you twice this season. Back to back, home and away. You've not been able to lay a glove on us.
Let's be fair, man. It's the worst Dortmund defence I've seen in fucking years.
Oh, Jesus.
And Big Haaland wasn't playing. What's his chances of that happening?
I know.
But listen, like you say,
you're talking about luck, right? You're talking about luck, mate. If that's no luck, mate, I don't know what is. The two games, you go to play them twice, home and away.
When he wasn't fit.
And he wasn't ready, he wasn't available to play in the 2 games. How the fuck is that possible?
But I guarantee you, if Celtic were to play Man City, we're fucking playing.
Fucking damn tootin', mate. But Ryan, see the difference, mate, right? You remember back when we drew 3 each for him at Parkhead the last time, right? I want to see quality. See if the tickets are 40 quid a ticket to go, mate. And obviously I'm on a cup ticket scheme, so the cup ticket scheme, the money just gets debited for your bank, mate. But see these games, mate. That's what you want to see. You want to see these stars coming to Celtic Park, mate. That's what it's all about. It's not. I'm not. Any fan that goes like, I'm shite myself. You're in the ring fucking. You're in the ring sort of line of profession. You're in the sort of ring. You're in the ring hanging all together. Why would you shite yourself? Because we might get a doing. We might get a doing, but we might not. So it's a game of football. We might catch that mob, whoever they are, we might catch him goal. And with that atmosphere and all that at Celtic Park, that could spur a team on another 10, 12 yards onto their game. And before you know it, you've got another night against Barcelona, fucking Celtic Park, and Tony Watt scores a 1 on your hands. These nights are special, Ryan. They're far and few between, aye. But when they happen, mate, they happen in special moments. Like the Barcelona night, mate, that was the 125th anniversary of the club, 125th year anniversary of Celtic. And then you go out and you play with that sort of freedom, and against these teams, mate, there's nothing expected of us. Nothing. These teams are expected to come and scalp us. I just hope this core group of players can have a bit of fire in their belly and a bit of hunger to go and produce the goods for the fans, to go and... Because I know that every one of the players, mate, you're talking about Jota, O'Reilly, Kille, I know they've got another 1, 2, possibly 3, 4 years to go. And if they can show that in the Champions League, mate, then they're in me a good shout. Then I don't want to say then a bit damaged, I'm going to get shot down for that, but on the night, you're in me a shout of beating anybody, mate. If you do it right, if you turn up and you start with the right desire, you don't look across for you and you go, oh, for fuck's sake, there's Mbappe or there's... You want them looking across going, oh, there's Jota, man, there's Kyogo. You want us being noticed. You want our players to fucking put the fear into other teams. I know that's probably not going to happen in Europe, right? But it's happening here. You can see teams domestically starting to look and go, oh, no, man, maybe lucky we keep this to 2 or 3 a day. And see that mindset, Ryan. See once other teams are feating you, mate. And I mean deep down, feating you. I'm not meaning, oh, we're fear to fucking play against you. I mean deep down. There becomes a fear, Ryan. You'll start seeing it, mate, through time with especially a manager setup. See when managers come to Celtic Park, mate, and they all drop into fucking Marine Hof. There's an element of fear there, Ryan. They don't want to do it, they don't want to embarrass like that. I mean, we just done Kilmarnock in the rain park. See if that had been at Celtic Park, mate, that game would have finished about 14-0. I don't know why he set up with... He tried to set up with 3 across the middle and try to play 1 higher every time. And I'm going like, what are you doing? He was trying to play Alan Power in a fucking sort of half position between the 7 and the 10.
I know I had him on to get booked there, I'll be biased. How did he not get booked?
I don't know. I don't know, but he was kicking everything by the ball, mate.
And it took Kyle off it a few times to get booked.
Well, that one I know, but he caught again's a cracker, mate, right between the legs.
That's a red card.
Well, it's definitely I looked at fence by VAR anyway. And the sooner the better, obviously VAR comes in, the better it'll be for everybody else, I think, mate, because I think even the smaller teams in the leagues, are going to benefit from it as well, because you've got certain decisions happening against teams, man, and you're just like... And I've noticed there was a couple of games, was it the Hearts and United game? And our game yesterday, that's 2 new referees that have been introduced into the league as well now. Dickinson, and I can't remember the other boy's name at the Hearts and United, but I've noticed there's a couple of new refs there, because obviously the good brother Madden's away to England. Obviously he's jumped ship because he realised he was going to have to become a referee. John Beaton, he looked very official yesterday, I thought, standing at the side of that park. I don't know, but I seen Big Angie talking to him, and obviously Big Ange must have been saying to him, don't you be doing your usual salary day and only seeing what you want to see, and hope you learned the rules this time instead of chopping my head as goal laughs and all that, remember last season. But no, it's going to be quite interesting, right, to see how things go in the next couple of weeks, mate, because obviously you've got Hearts on Sunday coming. I think after that's Dundee United. They're in a bad place now as well. Probably a good time to maybe get them. And it's Ross County in the Cup.
Rangers.
And then it's time to separate the men for the boys after that. So, but as I say, mate, long may it continue, because I think we're only just going to get better and better as the games come. Because the team look as if they're now starting to get quicker, line, if that makes sense. They look as if they're a lot sharper, and they're far too quick for. I think they're far too quick for them, the domestic line. I think they're just too cute, too sharp, too quick-minded. Their speed of play, the tempo of play, everything's just far superior to anything in this country, mate.
Oh, mate, 100%. I keep reverting back to the feeling I'm getting now. It's the first time probably ever since when Rodgers came in. I keep saying it every podcast. People might shoot me down for it, for talking about him. But the feeling we got with him when he was a manager was every game was going to be 3, 4, 5. But why is every game a pumping? That was every game. I'll keep saying, I'll say every podcast, you've no divine right to win any game of football, but you were turned up to Celtic Park, even away from home. Is it going to be 3 today? 4? There's no chance for even conceding today. And that was the feeling I'm getting now. Every game you're expecting to win, obviously you should beat Celtic anyway, but under this squad, you just can't see them losing, especially in Scotland. Even last year, like you say, the first few weeks was a bit up and down because of the transition of team. But now you just look like, who is going to beat you? I know Rangers are obviously your team challenging you, but they don't look any great shakes what I've seen so far. Again, I didn't see the game Saturday, so I can't comment. Rangers fans might comment on a different game. But even against that mob during the week when I watched them, didn't look up too much. That mob only started playing the last 10 minutes and they had a few chances. I genuinely believe that I've said, you've said as well, now I do believe that there's a bit of gulf. I do believe that. Again, it's not the place to show that on the game against Rangers. But I say we hang it there again. I don't know where it says, but about Brendan Rodgers, he says obviously there was one reason why he left was because he didn't feel there was going to be investment to take him to the next stage at Europe, etc. Right? People again make sure we do. I've said before, I agree with him in that sense because his last transfer window he get fucking shafted. Again, I know he's probably going to sanction these deals, but he get told Jan, Ollie Buck, fucking way. It was all loans and shitty wee deals. It wasn't. I know it's very hard to sign players in January, but if you want to progress in Europe or progress your team, you've got to spend at every window if you can. And we didn't spend. And it's similar to he is with Leicester. I don't think he's getting the funds, and you see he's getting frustrated. And we're talking about Fofana going to be, Madison maybe going to be. He's going to be left with anybody now. He'll jump ship.
They lost their captain or not? Kasper Schmeichel's been sold to us.
I think he's going to jump ship if he doesn't get back. He's people might shoot him again. I generally believe Brendan Rodgers is one of the best managers in Europe, if not the best when it comes to England anyway.
He's certainly the best UK manager, I would say.
Obviously, Ange, I would say Ange is probably up there as well. But
Ange obviously isn't very UK, but I know what you mean.
But take away Ange, I think Brendan Rodgers is up there. I said for day one, he's probably the perfect fit for Man United. He could have fixed him long ago, in my opinion, with the way he works and the way he is as a manager. He's all about him, I know that, but as a coach and a manager, man managing, fella like out, he brought our club back to fucking zero, similar to Ange's brought. So we all know the way he left, but I'm finished right now. And I just look at the positive side, and you can partly agree with where he left now, because if he wasn't going to get backed, why should this time? Why should this time if he's not getting backed?
Maybe he saw what was coming round in terms of the road season and stuff. Maybe he seen that coming and just he knew his legacy would have been totally destroyed. It
was just a comment I seen on Twitter, and I thought it was. I agreed with it, but again, we all know that when they left, it was a bummer. But on us, mate, I do believe that even guys like Greg Taylor, even on the goal yesterday, you're talking about the versus fullbacks. what a pass that was to Maeda. It was a fucking right through the corner defence. Defence
Yep.
got and pass. I've been critical in the past, but again, I can only be critical on what I see of the game. If he played well, someone will say, he played brilliant. I'm not going to hold back on that. Last year I said he's got to step up, and he has stepped up. I still think Europe will be the test for our squad. It's all right, us domestically. We could get absolutely horsed, but we could be brilliant.
Well, this is it. We think they're good players now to then again and try and make that step. And then
I've always said that. It goes back to the game against PSG, and I always say that I thought Scott Brown was superb, and then you go against guys like Verratti and Rabiot, and you're thinking, fuck me, man, he's average. But to us in Scotland, he's very good. But this is how it gets to the next level. And you're talking about special nights at Parkhead. It doesn't matter. Obviously, it matters if you get beat, right? But before the game and the hype before the game, it's going to be floodlights. It's probably going to be miserable nights, cold. It's going to be special nights. The atmosphere will be brilliant. No matter what the result is, the atmosphere will be brilliant. The walk alone, the first walk alone will be special.
Champions League music nine's gone in. The place is gone in.
It'll probably be a few tears, bit emotional. It's back for a few years. Proper football's back, but I know he's not going to go away for his style. The big criticism I had for Rodgers is when he played fucking two wingers in Barcelona and PSG. I know he's going to do that. And I just hope we've got a system where it's going to compact that and it's still going to be free up front, because if it is, I don't care how good we are, we're going to get pumped. That's just going to be the scenario. If he's going to have three guys up front and you're left for the quality of midfield all these teams have got, they're going to take you apart. There's no holding back here there. So, but I trust the manager and I trust the players that positional wise, I think they're better than Rodgers' team. The way they're set up. So even if that was to happen, you could say the Janovic tail will push up and they will help, but then that does leave them culpable to defensive wise. But I do believe European wise we're much more equipped under Ange. I don't think he'll go into the match being fearful. I think it'll be all about us. What can we do? And even if it is Barcelona, PSG, whoever you're playing against, it'll be what can we do to hurt them? No, what can they do to hurt us? I believe, especially at Celtic Park, doesn't matter who we play against. If we play our best, you've got a chance. And it only takes that team to not be at their best, and it can happen. In a 1.5 game, it can happen. So
Real Madrid get beaten the Bernabeu last season with Sheriff Tiraspol, right?
It just shows you it can happen. So again, we'll look forward to that in the next week or so. I think it's 10 days or so. I think roughly about that.
I think it's a week on Thursday, the draw, mate. Draw's the 25th, isn't it?
It'll be interesting, mate. Again, we'll touch on that as it goes closer to these games, but I do believe we're well more equipped. But on obviously big ends as well. He come in again. I think even half injured, but I think he's all right. So I actually seen him today. Walked past Costa and I was like, I can't talk to him. I'm working. I can't talk to the big man, but he's a big giant. It's the first time I've seen him personally.
I thought you were going to tell us you were getting him on the podcast as a guest, man. I thought you were giving us a bit of breaking news here.
Yeah, he's English. No, okay, mate, no bother. But no, he's a big man mountain. Again, I thought he played well. Maybe sometimes he looks uncomfortable at the ball at his feet sometimes, but I think defensively he's been sound. He scored 2 goals now, contributing. He scored I think the same amount of goals as Ryan Kent did last year, roughly. I think as well. I've seen that. So, by Ryan Kent's better than Jota, but that's another topic again. But I thought big ends again. Starfelt came in and scored. So you've got options there again at the back.
Definitely, mate. Did you say he looks uncomfortable with the ball at his feet?
Sometimes, mate, going forward, I know he plays well with the ball, but sometimes I thought he just looked a bit like Julian on the ball sometimes. A bit loose. But on a whole, he looked comfortable. But certain parts
I just totally think the balance of the team when he plays, he looks really comfortable. In my opinion, I thought he looked really comfortable with his 2 feet. And same again, mate. You watch him. I've watched him at a couple of corners. He takes up some really good positions at corners and crossbars. I do think he's going to be a big goal threat for us this season. And I do think it looks like it's going to be a battle with the centre backs to see who's the top scorer. Good to see Starfelt. It's been long awaited. What is it, 13, 14 months for food to wait for him to score? But same again, a big goalie, man. He's been drinking brandy all day. He can have 3 kicks, three chances to do it. But again, big laugh at he switches off and big Starfelt. He's got the freedom of Rugby Park, man, to score. But thing I noticed with Starfield and all, Ryan, he looks as if he's
I noticed that.
up a wee bit in physique-wise. I don't know if it was just the way the camera was on him, but just he just looks as if he's took his physique up a wee bit, shoulder-wise, and his muscles. You can see he's a lot more toned. When Big Jens, mate, he's another one, I know, overhead kick. About 6'20", man, and I'm like that. You ever seen a giraffe do a scissor kick? You know what I mean? You have now. Different for Giacomakis. I mean, Giacomakis looked like it was just off a trampoline when he done that, man, and bounced the way he gets up. But you look at that and all, it was the only place you could have put it. And to find the gap between the goalie's legs was just something else. And by the way, that's not the first time Giacomakis, he can do that. That seems to be his forte, because when you look at before we signed him, a lot of his goals in Holland were like that and all.
He tries it a lot and all, doesn't he?
Aye, he does try it a lot. Aye. I'm sure he tried one at Ibrox as well, exact same as it. I think he nearly booted Big Shirley in the heat. But again, that'd have been funny, just slightly, just to see what would have happened if he'd have caught Big Shirley in the heat, just for a laugh, just to see. But then all of a sudden he gets up and he chases Ryan Jack and takes him at him as well. I thought that was quite good, because was it during that week it was Ryan Jack was calling him disrespectful. Do you think that was maybe in it as well? He's I'll show you, daddy. You know what I mean?
Probably.
I'll watch this, and then he's pointing in Ryan Jack's face as if to say, where you go, wee man. No, who's a better team now? But as I said, Big Jens, I think the balance of the team's pretty good, Brian. I just can't get it. I just cannot see the new, mate. I cannot get Greg Taylor at my head. Just see the way he's playing. He's like fucking caca. Mate, just the way he is. Did you see the one yesterday? The two of them ran into one another. He done a wee roll with his left foot, and he just knocked it between the two of them, and I'm like, what is the two, man?
You've definitely get Greg Taylor highlights, get the tissues out, haven't you?
Fucking Laurel and Hardy, man. Laurel and Hardy, man. You two are running into one another.
The tattoos and a wee pink tub of lube.
I've got Greg Taylor in the back of his throat, mate.
Yeah, that's too far, man. I know he's done.
I know what you're thinking. You're sitting there going, you're better than fucking Dennis Taylor.
Fucking too right, man.
Upside down glasses for mug balls.
Greg, got to have one bad game so I can slot you again.
No, it's not happening. See, even if he has, he's allowed 5 bad games now with the way he's playing. I just want to see him adding some goals to his game. See the way Juranovic can get forward, and Ralston scored a couple of goals for us as well. I want to see Greg score a couple of goals. So I think that's going to make you even more emotional than what he's already doing. Because you've got some of that humble pie there on your chin, mate, just at the side.
Nice.
Aye. Looks as if it was a strawberry one.
Any whipped cream for that, I know?
I was going to ask you, did you see was there any cream in Big Jens's coffee today?
No, I didn't see it had, mate. I just walked past him.
Because the cream always rises, as you say, mate. Know what I mean?
He's a fucking lot of rice in. He's a big lumpy guy, man.
He's a big lad, isn't he? He looks like Julian's big brother. He's a big boy. He's I think he'll be a good June, Ryan. Again, it's early days with him, innit? And he certainly made a right good start to his Celtic career. And what a way to announce yourself to the fans. And he's yet to play at Celtic Park properly for us yet. You know what I mean? I know he had a wee cameo against Norwich. But the big question is, will he play Starfield or will he play Jens on Sunday? My dad seems to think he'll play Starfield. Again, I wouldn't be disheartened if he did, Ryan, because my feeling. I think I called it for day one, mate. I'd seen it and it was a way back, even Barry when he was on the podcast with us, and I had a couple of text messages and apologies and saying, well done, big man, you called it early days. Starfield's timing's unbelievable. There was one yesterday, and that's how I thought he's bulked up a wee bit. There was one yesterday, threw a big Kyle laugh at me. He threw him away like a scud book in Baloney. It was the bees trying to back into him, and he shifted him like he was moving his sister house, just shifting her wardrobe out the way, man. He just went like, here, out the way. And big laugh at he was wanting a foul, and you're like, what are you? He was just constantly greeting at the ref yesterday. I know, you're just like, big man, you might have been used to bullying big Simonovic out the way and guys that probably weren't able to stand up to you, but we've got guys like Carter Vickers now. And
it was a fact they was wearing fucking orange boots. I thought it's going to intimidate. Do you know what I mean?
I know.
Orange boots for a fanny, man. Like.
He got in for drinking tango.
Oh, mate, honestly, man.
Yeah.
Just stick to the black boots and stop trying to make a point that you're one of them. Just fucking.
I know, because it's.
You know what I mean?
I know.
Did he
know Van Orn's band on or something as well? Like that wee kind of.
He was just squeezing fucking arms, just more like, you know what I mean?
And then obviously Jota paid tribute to a great late Portuguese player. I never even saw the band, but I heard that, you know, it was one of the old Benfica players, I think it was, that had passed away. It was a sort of idol to Jota. Growing up, I think his name begins with a C, CH maybe. But totally eludes me now. I don't know. I can't mind the guy's name, but obviously that's what that celebration was all about with the band. But I've seen the one today that was edited. I don't know if you've seen it, have you? And I'm not going to. I'm not going to say that live, but that was quite funny. I just when I thought about laughing there. No, that was quite funny. But no, listen, mate. There's lots to our game now that we've totally improved on tenfold for last season. It's that 3 games, we've only conceded 1 goal. It's quite a remarkable turnaround, mate. I see Joe Hart's back to the cigars and that again, mate. He'd flip-flops that on yesterday again. I think he came for a ball and I think it was it no full time, and he came out to try and catch a ball just to keep himself warm at one point.
I think he was sitting his beats double too long, mate.
Wasn't he called upon? I think with him as well, like, you miss a lot of what Joe does in the game as well, Ryan, in terms of when the ball goes back to him, his decision making's got a bit better. I know he's a bit older, but the way Ange wants to play, and like, there's nothing. I'm going to say this, and then he's going to get on Sunday and fucking totally type one of the ones, you know what I mean? That's your fault. But he's not really doing stupid things the way he was in pre-season, is what I mean. Like, getting caught away up to the off-line line, and everything's all dead back to being calm again and totally assured. But
you know, I think as well, see, when you look back pre-season, we were saying, oh, we're probably going to concede a goal within this, don't do this during the season. But maybe I think that was, maybe looking back now, we were, no, I'm not saying too cautious at the end of it, but I think that's maybe we're just trying to try things. And now it's going to know what they didn't work, just stick to what we fucking know.
Possibly, mate, possibly, aye. But you can't look for, like, against Rapid Vienna, that's a hard back pass that big CCV's played to Joe Hart. And
to be fair, he's been very comfortable in pre-season.
He has been very comfortable in pre-season. He looked a wee bit out of sorts, aye. But again, mate, pre-season's no... It's hard to gauge a guy in pre-season, mate, before he plays competitively, because pre-season, I know it's all right us saying we don't play friendlies, we don't do this, we don't do that. But seeing pre-season, man, you can go and make errors. Be trying daft wee things when you know you'll get away with it, because it's not going to cost you fuck all apart from a goal. It's not going to cost you 3 points, or you're not getting knocked out of the fucking Champions League or knocked out of Europe. So you can try wee daft things and get away with it. But that back pass, it just puts too much on it, and you're just like, you're not playing at fucking Murrayfield or fucking Anfield or what are you trying to do that for? Hart was there. But then I thought Hart's positioning wasn't quite up to scratch there, because I thought he should have been more forward. And I've noticed that as well. See when like McGregor drops into the 6 and he wants to turn and get things. You see fucking Juranovic is forward, Jens is out, Carter Vickers is out, Taylor's forward. It all moves at speed. And then for our first goal, they're right backs fucking tractor beams right out to the... Watch it back, their right backs tractor beams out to the play. Big boy at right back, was it Dorset or something his name is?
Aye.
Dorset, no, Dorset's the left back, and that's the other big boy. Can't mind his name. He's tractor beamed right up into the...
Lewis Mail? Is that Moy Mail?
No, it's not Lewis Mail. He was one of the centre backs, mate. No, it was Mail and...
I know who it is, but I can't say. Aye. I can't say the guy's name. I know
the other big right back. I don't know his name, but the other big boy Dorset was a left back. That's it. And it's the other big boy, I'm thinking, him with a kind of Afro style tail, a wee bit. Well, he's tractor beam to the ball, and then, like I've said to you before, good players will just fucking play around a bookie, and that's what happened. They just get passed around about him. And then that ball's zipped to Maeda. But before you know it, mate, the two centre backs are drawn into Kyogo, and Maeda's got the freedom of Rugby Park.
And then he's got the freedom of the goals because they've
then you see Asdale try to then cover, and Asdale's fucking towing a caravan, mate. There's no way he's getting out there in time to catch Maeda. Let's face it, Maeda they run under his legs. And then Kyogo does what Kyogo does, I suppose, you know what I mean? And he finds a near post, but I do not know what the goalie was doing. Again, what's the goalie doing, Tom? Because he runs that way, and then I don't know if he's listening to the fucking Benny Hill tune and he's head or something, but he goes to turn and runs the other way. You're like, he's going that way. Where are you going? I don't know if he was maybe chasing a mouse off the park or something like that. He was trying to get it off the hang there. There was something on the grass he was trying to get off the pitch, or on the astral grass it was trying to get off the pitch, but you're a bit the wrong way.
I think he was just watching a Shea Green and White, mate. I just singing songs all day.
I know, I see a Green and White singing songs, and then I see a Green and White Warriors coming up at fucking pace.
I think he just wanted to join in the songs with, but no, I agree, mate. I just think going forward, it's all positive or doing very well as it stands in domestic wise. Again, you're unbeaten. But I just thought the high press is good as well. Everybody's high pressing, and even when we're low, go at the ball, we're working very hard after the ball. And you actually, if you look at, if you actually just take away your Celtic fans, if you actually look at the game, you can see the way they're trying to work. As soon as you lose the ball, they're hunting 2 and 3 and 4, packs are 3 and 4. And it's somewhat goes back to what we did with Rodgers. That was the way we started. It was a high intensity, high press. You hunt his packs, and we're doing that now, but we're doing it to a better effect now. The full squad's doing it. Like you're saying, Hart's pushing up, he's pushing the defence up, McGregor here pushing up. And it's just, even like you say with Jackie Marcus, right? He's Kinnon, and you're no losing quality for him, Kinnon and Kyle going off. You're getting the same quality in better positions. Jackie Marcus is better than Kyle going. Kyle's the same with Jackie Marcus. Are two different type of players, different energy, different finishing skills. Jackie Marcus had about 4 touches, mate, to score a goal. He was on the park for 15 minutes or something, 20 minutes, scored a goal. He's got a knack of doing that. He's hungry to score goals. Everybody's just hungry to do well. They're hungry to do well for the manager, the fans, and it's just like you said, how can people actually question the club then? Like, how can they say, they won the league, or they're going to do well in Europe, or they're not going to do well? You can't question the squad until they need to be questioned.
Yeah.
So as it stands now, you can't question one player. Right, he's not doing enough, or he's not doing well, or he's this, because they're doing well. Maybe when they start getting tested more, you might go, do you know what, maybe he's not good enough, or maybe he needs wrapped, or maybe there's wee tweaks that are sinking, but you can't see anything that's going to get questioned in the JP at all.
No, definitely not, mate. Because it's all, when you're saying about the hunting packs, right, it's all strategised, mate. So it's all like, there's the players all know the roles, so they know what who's to do it, when to do it, when it's to happen. They know what formation. So Celtic will play sometimes in 3 different formations under ranks. When they've got the ball in a certain system, when they've not got the ball, they fall into another position, and then when in transition, they're in another sort of shape to sort of move the ball quickly once they've got the ball back. And that's what to take the ball away for the team, to let the other team know set. The inverted fullbacks lines killing teams here. There's not one team that can combat it, mate. And the players that's playing in their roles are so comfortable with the ball. They're like extended midfielders. That's the way they're playing. They're just like playmate. They then become number 6s, number 8s. They know when to move in, they know when to move out. Greg Taylor's becoming a fucking master at it, mate. He's got it to a T, same with Juranovic. And it's all time. If he's coming in, he's dropping out. And then, like I say to you, 1 minute Greg Taylor's in there, the next minute he's beating the outside trap. Sometimes I don't think that's meant, but it's just the way the way it all happens. Do you know what I mean? And he then becomes an attacking threat. He's becoming merry an attacking threat now, Ryan, because he became better with the ball at his feet. There was one yesterday, mate, he beat about fucking 2 or 3 of them, and he just took that much an extra touch. He couldn't get his feet out to then play it into O'Reilly. It was in the box, the ball just kind of broke down. I think he'd beat a couple of their players, and he done a wee shimmy and beat one inside, and he threw it inside again. And the next ball was O'Reilly, but I think it was Big Ass Taylor to get his toe to it. And had he know, that would have been a goal. But no, as I say, look, it's not just that, no, Ryan, it's all the fucking second boys, mate. They're tearing after teams, mate. It's second boys, it's every ball it drops, there's fucking somebody on it right away. I watched one, I seen a bit of the highlights. It was for the build up to just before Starfelt's goal. And their goalie rolls the ball out to mate, I think it's Mail. And he goes to turn, mate, and he's getting Moy right up his fucking ass straight away. And Moy never let it go, mate, until we won the ball back. He just kept going and going and on. And he looked a bit fitter again. He looks as if he's getting a bit more physical sharpness. I don't think it's going to be long, mate, before you actually see him starting again. Because I think he will get game time and all that, and I do think he'll come in and play.
I think the perfect game for him might be the game at Ross County. The cup game.
Potentially, mate. Aye, potentially.
He's not probably not going to start against Rangers. If Hattati's back, he'll and tumble, but just probably through experience of the game.
Aye. I think Hattati will be back in the team on Sunday.
I just had that in my mind. The Ross County game might be a game that might pinpoint for him to play.
Yeah, I agree with you there, mate. Aye, that could be a game that it's a cup game, I know. You might even see Seagrass play. It's a cup game, I know. So you might see Big Benji getting a game.
But this is when
I know he'll want to do well with the cup, so I know Andrew he'll not want to make too many changes, mate, because he'll want to. Again, that's a game up in the Highlands where you go, right, this could be another banana skin, blah blah blah. But
that goes to Celtic, that goes to but that goes to your squad. Right. Like you said, you can play Seagrass and you can play Moy, you can play Giacomakis, or if it comes to.
But as you say, there's no drop.
No.
There's no drop with the tempo.
So you're not really changing the squad. You're not changing.
No, not really. You're just getting guys. You can afford to get guys. Because let's face it, Ryan, we're going to the football. The way I'm led to believe. Now you probably know better. I don't know, because we've not been in it for a long time, and obviously now things are getting happening quicker because the World Cup's coming. The way I'm being told, or what I've been told so far, is that we are going to have games flung at us fucking thick and fast now. I think the Champions League's going to be getting played over about 8 weeks, and it's going to be like boom, but it's going to be rapid. It's going to be so every Tuesday, Wednesday, we're going to have a fucking Champions League night for the 6 games of the group. Do you know what I mean? To playing everybody twice. So, as I say, I do think it's it's going to. I think that. Am I right in saying that? I don't know. I think the games are going to happen.
I think so.
Fast. So it's imperative now. See the games that we've got these breaks between. It is imperative just now that we use it to our advantage. And see any wee daft niggles or notes that players might have, don't take a fucking chance. Let them recuperate themselves in time for us to then, when we've got bigger fish to fry. I don't mean that, by the way, and I don't mean that disrespectful to other teams that,
No, it's a truthful.
You can only beat what's put in front of you, as you say, Ryan. I don't mean that disrespectfully. We have got bigger fish to fry this season, mate, in terms of what Ange wants. And Ange does want to allow people to see us properly. And the way he wants to do it is play in the Champions League. And he's said that already in numerous interviews I've heard him say. And I think the way he wants it is he wants it so that we're not going in there to be the fucking boys that are just there to make up the numbers either. We're going in there to make sure we make some sort of dent. What that might look like, I don't know. Whether that be finishing third in a group and try to make the Europa League next stage of that, or so on and so on. I don't think he'll want what happened last season. And I think, see the players, Ryan, themselves, mate, I think they're a year on now as well, mate. I think they'll have benefited for that. Because last season was, at that stage of last season. Some of that was quite humbling, I thought, Ryan, for new boys to come into the team and see what it's like to taste the negative side of it right away, to realise this is the kind of fucking club you're playing for, this is what we're doing, this is what we want to do, and this is what we need to do to achieve it. So, in my opinion, that was really important for that to happen, because these boys, it's all part of a learning journey, mate. These boys are going through a stages with the team to learn and develop and get better as a squad. And that's it. I think the important thing there is, Ryan and Roy, you can see the way they all are as a team, mate. They're all pals. Like Jota's interview with Taylor yesterday, and he mentions Taylor. Taylor's doing that on the back of his neck and all that, as if, cheers, mate, thanks. When a goal scored, mate, they're all at one another, fucking all high-fiving and cuddling, and Big Yen scored, and I thought it was brilliant when Kyogo scored. I know right away, mate, he runs out the goal and heads right for Maeda and kind of jumps on him as if they say, you, no, that was through you, I got that there, blah, blah, blah. Superb. And then Maeda's celebration when Kyogo scores, he runs, because his run takes him off the park. He does a wee kind of jump and fist pump like that, as if, yes, you're beauty. You see Starfelt when it meant to him to get his first goal for the club, runs right into the substitutes, they all start jumping on him and cuddling him. That is brilliant, Ryan. The camaraderie is superb with that squad. And now that COVID's been lifted and you're allowed back out to socialise and all that, these guys are all going out and having dinners together. They're all probably socialising together. Some of them have went on holiday together in the summer there. So some others have went fucking 15 holidays through the summer. Used their passport well. Some signed 5-year deals with Barhead Travel before they signed their proper deal with Celtic, which was good. But no, as I say, mate, it's just really good to see, and we are in a really good place. And I'm no silly enough to think, it can all change in a heartbeat with 1 or 2 daft results. But you said it earlier on, mate, they 1 or 2 daft results. Can I see them happening anytime soon? No, I can't, unless it's going to be in Europe. I don't see any of the teams domestically being able to sort of lay a glove on us. We're going to have to be really, really off it, really, really poor. I think for that to happen, especially with the level of quality we've now got in every position.
You're going to need to have 4 or 5, 6 guys off it, and no. Probably the game you can highlight would be the St Mirren game last year when we drew, but even then, we were still at it, we just couldn't finish. But I think the quality of us now, how clinical we are, you just can't see a 0-0 game. You just can't see Celtic no scoring. I just believe I'm like you, mate. I think going forward, it's just all positive, and you can see that with the team. They're all in it together. There's a good team spirit on and off the park. Some are out to dinners together, and people are saying that that's not a big thing. It's a massive thing. It's one thing that might have not helped us when we lost the 10, because guys like Barkas and all that, who were new to the club, they couldn't go to socialise, they couldn't talk to them about training. That's a big thing. It's people say it's no. We've all played football, and see when you got only guys in your team and you're on group chats, you're all go out for dinners, you all go out after the game, and that's a big thing. Knowing that you can trust the guys after the park is a good thing on the park. So I'm a big believer, if you're pals after the park, listen, you don't need to be pals after the park to be on the park. You can have a good attitude on the park, and I know for a fact they'll be, I don't know if it happens at Celtic, but there'll be guys in teams who guys don't like each other. But on the park, they do what they can for the fans and the club, and that's just the way football is. And
they go and Dwight York, didn't like one another?
But on the park, they were brilliant.
On the park, the two of them were the most deadly fucking strike force I can remember watching.
That just shows you that by all accounts, we can only see on the park that everybody's pals, and
they actually hated one another. They didn't like each other off the pitch.
So, but obviously we're talking about adding quality. There's more rumours again about Ross Bartley. It's not going away. Obviously, we know Fraser. He's saying as well that there's still interest. I know a few fans are saying, "Nah, not good enough." No, I'm going to say, how the fuck can you say a guy's played with Chelsea at the top level? He's only 28. He's had injuries, but to say he's not good enough. But yet, listen, this in their offence to, but I rate David Turnbull, right? But you're trying to say that Ross Bartley's no better than David Turnbull, and you might take him because he's not a Celtic player. Come on, get a grip. Take away your Celtic specs here. Aye, he's had injury problems, but I'm sure he played with Conte when he was fit. I'm sure Conte played.
I think he did. I think it was no Conte signed him.
I'm sure Conte played him when he was fit. So you don't play with. I know Chelsea signed players willy-nilly and they loan them out, but he was always in the squad with Chelsea. It wasn't like he wasn't playing and all that. So it was no way no playing maybe due to injury wise. But in terms of quality, if Ross Barkley's fully fit, and there's a chance of him coming here, and he does come, which is probably it's probably not going to happen. But if it was to happen, you're going to think here. I know we're all Celtic fans and we're saying Atati's quality, McGregor's always going to play, Turnbull's quality, O'Reilly's quality. But if this guy comes, he's not coming to sit on the fucking bench. He's coming to play somewhere. You've got to fit him in here. People are going, how do you fit him in? I don't care how. I'm not the manager. For me as a fan, if you can get a guy, Ross Barkley, fully fit, and he's going to be fit again, it's all on will he be fully fit. But he's not Aaron Ramsey. He's no fucking no fit for 5 weeks, plays a game, out for 8 months. He plays maybe a few games, might have a wee niggle, but he's back again.
He played 24 games last season for Aston Villa. Something like that.
Something like that. I think he got 400 odd minutes, but he was starting.
He's got 33 caps for England.
So he's not a dud. No, I mean, he's still at a good age.
Fucking novice, do you know what I mean?
He's probably at an age where if he gets fully fit, it could be his peak at 28. And if Celtic could get him in, you know, Andrew's a man that could maybe get back to his best. He's guys like maybe Ralston, who was looking down, maybe get down to fucking the championship level, up to fucking playing European level. Greg Taylor, who again I have gave Jip. Start when he first came in, you're thinking, fuck me, we need to improve here. And he's improved him tenfold. McGregor's took his game up. So Ange can improve these players, you know what I mean? Again, it's just in hindsight if he signed. For me, it's 100% a no-brainer. Obviously, it depends on the wages. If it was a loan deal and you would only need to pay maybe 30 grand a week and you know you're going to get maybe at least 20 odd good games with him, for me, is that worth the gamble? I would say aye, personally. I even say that people were talking, you can talk about Aaron Ramsey. He had injury problems. See if we could have got him and he was going to be fully fit. Fuck me, it's a no-brainer. But you look at his injury history and go, wait a minute here. No, because his injury history was, wait a minute, you're going to pay $2.5 million for a guy who's going to maybe only play 6-7 games. No, it's not worth it. But Ross Barkley, as it stands, and who's fit, I think he's just no playing because I think he's no in Chelsea's squad. Similar to Billy Gilmore. Again, Billy Gilmore, don't care if he is a Rangers fan, I don't care what about him. If Celtic could get him in, he's a fucking quality player. If you get a chance of getting him and he's going to fit in your system, fucking get him. These are the guys that people go, I didn't play well at Norwich, but Norwich does not suit Billy Gilmore. He's an attacking player that's going to create things. You've seen with Scotland a few games, down in England, he was superb. So guys like Barkley, again, I'm not going to disrespect any fans' opinions. We're fans, we've all got opinions, but from my fans' perspective, if you can get a Ross Barkley who's up to speed and can come in and play, it's not a case of how you're going to play him, it's where's he going to play, because you can't sign, I know you can sign a guy, but you're not going to sign a guy like him and he's going to fucking walk the bench and no play. He's getting signed for a purpose if it was to happen. But again, I do think it's just media talking and it's a big if.
Well, that's it, Ryan. Not only that, have you ever got a chance of getting somebody like Ross Barkley? And I do think you've got to weigh up what he's coming into as well. He's coming into a winning side, mate. He's coming into a team full of winners. He's coming into a team who's in the Champions League. He's coming into a team who plays with a lot of confidence. He's coming into a team who are synonymous with winning now. He's coming into a dressing room who have all got each other's backs. They're all in it for one another. Strikes me as a similarity to Scott Sinclair. Scott Sinclair was playing at fucking left back for Aston Villa. He looked out of sorts, totally fucking, not even thought he's one of their best players, blah, blah, blah. Mate, he came up here and lit this fucking league alight, man. His first game at Tynecastle, he was only pulling apart for about 40 seconds, man. And he scored a cracking goal at Tynecastle. He never looked back again, in my opinion, after that, man. His Celtic career just took off. And that's all Ross Barkley needs, mate. He needs a club that he can come and create something for himself now again. And get back into the flow of being successful again. And I don't think it would take him that long, mate, if he's fit to do that. But then again, I'll be honest, mate, I've not really followed Ross Barkley's career. I've only went and done a bit of digging now because we've been linked to him. It's a bit the old cliche, really, you know what I mean? You only do that whenever your team's possibly even looking at a player or whatever. You go and do your nosy and try and find out as much as you can. But as a player, his technical ability is just fucking unbelievable. It's half a skill. Quality player. In my opinion, he's even an upgrade on Tom Rogic in terms of what he would bring to the team. Speed, tempo, a lot, mate. He's got it all in abundance. His ball control is unbelievable. I think him and Matt O'Reilly would complement one another very, very well. If he's fully fit, I agree with you, Ryan. I think he's a better player than David Turnbull. We all rant and rave about David Turnbull because he's a Celtic player, because of this. If Ross Barkley came up here, mate, and he was ready to go, Ross Barkley would fucking light this league up, mate. There's no question. There's no hesitation. He would stand out like a sore thumb. I think there could be a good chance we could get a player like that. We're in the Champions League now. That's a big draw for anybody, mate.
Yep.
Looking at the other clubs that are interested in teams like Brighton and I'm sorry, but if the boys get good advisors and good people in about them, then they're fucking in his seed about saying, right, get up the road, get up to Glasgow.
All you need to do is look at, if you're talking about all you need to do is look at the game at the Celtic Park, free nothing. The Champions League games previously.
Well, that's it, I know. You've got 4 big derbies to look forward to as well.
So for me,
you make your fucking, you score no games, mate, and you do well no games, mate. Your name's known around the world suddenly, mate.
Sam, like you with Sinclair, mate, I still say that I know guys like Kille go and have come in and had an impact, but I couldn't tell you from my day being a Celtic fan an impact I've seen a player having a season. I've never seen it, mate. I know Kyle goes done well, Giacomakis done well, Hatate's come in done well, Starfelt, all these guys have a massive impact. But just for sheer lighting up a team and how Sinclair for me is, I've not seen a player come and do that to any team.
No.
Especially my own team. That for that season, even if spare his second season, but his first season, he was fucking phenomenal. And there was talk about him obviously going back to England, an England call up, and I still say, JP, the thing that fucked him was when Southgate came out and says, you're not getting a call up. Because as soon as he says that, mate, his form started to dip a wee tiny bit. Again, I might be looking at it too much. Maybe he just didn't perform to the way he does when he first came in.
Aye.
But as soon as Southgate says that, which I still say that was bad man management, you don't come out and say that, man. Especially when, and let's be fair, England don't really have the best. They've never had the best of left-sided players. Even when we had Thompson, he was crying out for him to go and play for England, and he didn't call him up. And when he did, he only gave him, I think, about 45 minutes or something. And then that was him they went to scene. And even Thompson said himself, he thought it was just a gesture to basically get the media to shut up.
Aye.
Again,
he injected something into Celtic nine at a time that we really, really needed, mate. Injected pace, energy that we didn't have before.
I loved him, mate. I loved him. I still to this day, even when the season we won the 9, when he shafted him and played Johnson and he played fucking Morgan at him, shafted him. I still believe that was a board decision because he was on a lot of money. Listen, I think you've got to get a shot. But maybe it was the end of his cycle. I don't know. I don't know if that was maybe him done, because I know he went to Preston. His first year was alright, but now he's been doing that. He's not really doing.
He's not wearing now.
No, he's not. I'm not hearing much of him anymore. So, but when he was at Celtic his first year, mate, and then we Lennon, I thought Lennon. If it was a Lennon, if it was a board, I thought he'd get shafted. We're playing fucking Cluj and he's got Morgan and fucking Johnson playing, and he's sitting on the bench and then getting a game. You're thinking, come on, man, something's. We don't see behind the scenes what goes on, but on Sinclair, mate, the last bit of Sinclair I'll put to you, mate, I do believe that I've not seen a player have an impact like that. Just the way he came in, he was so quick and agile and fucking direct. It was, teams hated him. But then I think they kind of go to him. Maybe he's setting a bit season, or listen, we can play against him, we know how he plays, but his first year, mate, I don't know when I'm going to see a player like that again. Maybe Jota's, maybe this year, maybe, I don't know. But it was fighting to watch, and well, like you're saying, you pay 40 quid. Obviously, you go and pay your 40 quid in Europe to go and see your team play, but you go and see your Benzema's and your Messi's, etc. I'm paying my 30 quid, or my 500 odd quid a year season books to see your Sinclairs your Edwards, your Jotas. That's what you pay your season books for, to see these guys day in, week in, week out. And I love seeing guys, Sinclair, Edward, phenomenal, man, phenomenal.
Aye, different gravy, mate. He made like I said to you, mate, he made an impact that Celtic I hadn't seen in a long, long time. He just lit the place up straight away, man. I think his first game, he came on against, he was only up for minutes, I think, mate. Done his medical, fucking felt like that anyway, and then he got flung on. Rodgers like, you ready to come on? I think Rodgers knew right away, mate, but sort of impact. Rodgers knew what kind of player he was, first and foremost. We were all kind of 4 million you paid for a guy, and you know, in my opinion, mate, he paid that back, that first goal. He scored against Tynecastle. Then it was a game after that, mate. We beat Motherwell 5 or 6, nothing in the cup. And he scored 2. Was it 2? I think it might have been 2. And again, it was one he cut in half the left and just that explosive energy, mate, he gave us. It was that sharp directness. And then Rodgers, you seen Rodgers, the game at Tynecastle, he goes into the Sky Studios, he was talking to that David Tanner, Neil McCann. And then at the end of the Motherwell game, the cup game, he goes to the side of the pitch again, the game's on BT Sport, and he's talking to Big Sutton, I think it was Moravcik, Stephen Craigan, and was it Darryl Curry?
If it's BT, mate, would have been, aye.
Was it Darryl Curry? Aye.
Who I actually quite like, he's actually quite alright, Darryl Curry, actually.
Aye, so they are. I like listening to him when listening to his banter with Big Sutton and a couple of the guys.
That's what I miss as well, see BT, mate, I know.
They took a big interest in Scottish football, mate, and
We're
it's
talking
now
about the
disappeared.
Sky last bit, mate, I know before, mate, I know I cut you off here just because you mentioned Darryl Curry, I thought I'd mention it. About the Sky deal, we're talking 29 million or something, fuck, for 60 games, are you fucking joking? It's one of the worst deals in world football.
Aye, definitely.
I guarantee you BT will give you no money. Guarantee you that for a fact. This is where Mr. fucking Doncaster's go to grab his own balls and go, listen, no, we want more money. We're getting better players now. You're seeing guys like Jota, even at fucking Rangers, you had Bassey, right, for 6 months, right? See if these guys, if he was to stay, he's probably an attractive proposition to go and watch for Rangers fans, right? It probably is. Maybe been Celtic tinted specs. I don't really see anybody else in Rangers right now that's flashy. Maybe Kent at a push that's going to get you off your seats as a neutral to go and watch. But at Celtic, you've got Jota, Kyogo, you've got fuck me, right? I want to go and watch these guys. Come on, man. Do you think that I personally think, JP, I don't know what you think. I think we are no promoting our game as much.
No.
I don't think we do enough to promote it in radio, social media, posters out in the public. I don't think we do enough. See, even if it's fucking something, I think it was Barry. Is it Barry Hearn? Who's the snooker guy or darts guy? Is it Barry Hearn?
Aye, Barry Hearn.
Right.
Well, he used to be. He's left a lot of that. He's boy, hasn't he?
Eddie, right? So I'm sure he was in Hampden, or he done something years ago about promoting the Scottish game, and he was I think he was speaking to the people about how to promote it better. He says even nobody wants to go and watch St Mirren and Hearts because it's nobody promotes these games. It's all Celtic Rangers on TV, but see it in Motherwell. Just it's Motherwell and Hearts, right? Every Motherwell there should be posters, signs. Hearts Motherwell this Saturday, get your tickets, blah blah blah. Radio, BT, Sky. Hearts should be the same. It should be in billboards everywhere. It should be fucking everywhere to get people in. And I think as well, just be like, if you're taking your win, right? Your win's for nothing. And you get a packet of crash in a programme where you're waiting for nothing. I guarantee you'll get more ways in to watch football because of that. And the Farrell will buy a pie, he'll buy a bottle, he'll buy because it's getting enough money because he's Wayne's getting for fuck all. Just wee things. Why are we talking about this? And guys who have getting all the expertise and all the.
I know it's craziness.
But they can't do it.
We spoke about us last week, the week before, and we talked about like our own sort of TV channel as well. Letting the fans pay like a tenner a month for whatever it may be, 30, 40 quid a year, and you get every game home and away. This is for the fans that unfortunately through work or whatever they can't make the game on a Saturday or a Sunday or whatever. A lot of guys can't make the midweek games and stuff like that as well. So that's what help with, you get every single game, European game, a lot. Guaranteed it's on your telly channel. So I really don't. I can't get it, Ryan. But with the last club, with the last fucking league in Europe to have VAR now, no, everywhere else has got it. It's, as I said, we're away behind the things, mate. Look at Hampden, mate. Hampden's got to be one of the oldest stadiums I've ever saw in my life. It needs modernised.
I hate
You
it,
call
mate.
that the National Stadium, mate, and it needs modernised.
I don't like going to watch football, mate. I don't like the atmosphere. Don't like it.
The fact that everybody's stones as well, and there's, you know, that maybe adds to a wee bit of it, but no, I know what you mean. It's not a great vibe when you go.
It's far away from the park, isn't it?
Aye, it's that as well. It's the fact that it's. I think Hampden would be a lot more for Scotland as a national team to make it a bit more hostile, to bring the park nearer the fans. That adds more to it as well, Ryan. You know what I mean? Like tight parks, not a tight park, but a park where the fans are fucking right there, don't you?
Like Tynecastle.
Like Tynecastle, aye. That sort of that adds to it as well, mate. Do you know what I mean? It adds to it gives you the home side a couple of extra yards on, and no, as I say, mate, I just don't get how we're so far behind the times, mate. It's beyond me. Fans are being robbed blind, left, right, and centre now at football matches. It's getting made harder and harder and harder now for people to go to the games rather than easier. And teams are wondering why their fucking stands are half empty half the time.
Well, you just
and
need to
the
look
fact
at,
that there's not much of a product on the pitch.
we just need to look at yesterday. Celtic getting one stone. And some of the Kilmarnock bits are empty. Ross
That's what
County,
I'm saying.
some are empty, they're only getting 1,000 odd Celtic fans. They're
Well,
not getting just the
They're not
hospitality.
cutting their nose off to spite their face, Ryan, by saying, like, you know, we're doing this, we're doing that. And it's, I don't know why they're doing it. I don't know why, what are they gaining at it?
They're going to be guaranteed Celtic, if it's Ross County, Kilmarnock, you're going to guarantee if it's 2 stones, if it's 3 stones at Kille, right, you're going to guarantee it's full. So you're going to get your guaranteed income. But if there was only 9,000 in that game yesterday, and Kilmarnock hodds about 18,000 or something.
Shocking.
I'm sure it's
See,
18,000.
you're a Kilmarnock fan, right? Or even doing an Ayrshire or whatever, mate. You know,
You should be busting your boss to go and watch it.
The place should be fucking packed to the rafters, man. The place should be sealed. Like I says, mate, and again, that all comes down to promotion and everything else. And
there you go, right? Done United, Altmar, sell out. Why can you not sell out every week? Doesn't matter if you point out. Why can you not get a sell out against Celtic every week? Rangers every week? I'm like you, right? I'm actually going to, this season, I know I'm a Celtic fan, I'm going to actually go to a game, if it's St Mirren or Motherwell, just to see what the product's like outside of Celtic. Just goes a neutral to see what it's like in the fans. And because surely, if I were a St Mirren fan, right, you don't, even Rangers including this, right, you don't see the quality of these 2 teams every week. Surely you'd like your wee boy or your daughter or your cousins, whatever, look, Celtic's one day, Mum will just treat herself, we'll go and watch these players today. Surely you would, as an interest of football, surely you would do it. I'm not saying you pay your season, I'm paying my season books right to go see Celtic, but I guarantee if it's 50 quid, 80 quid, I know we're moaning about the prices, right, but see if we get PSG and it's 80 quid a ticket, I know it's not going to happen, right, but I'm paying that to go and see Mbappe, Messi, because I want to go see these fucking players. Surely you do it. Am I just talking for, maybe I'm being biased because I know Celtic have got quality players and maybe St Mirren will go as good. But surely if you're a Motherwell fan, St Mirren Hearts, maybe knows Hearts, but St Mirren or Motherwell or Ross County, you would be busting your boss to go see these players because you only see them on TV.
no, that's it, mate. I'm totally with you there. I don't get it. I don't get what these wee teams are gaining out of shutting down stones to the away support. And they know the away support's got to be more of a demand than their own sort of fucking fans do. And these teams are all trying it now to see if their own fans will start going to the game. That'll not be long, mate, before they start opening, you know, the starts. I mean, Ross County have done it. They tried to do it for the cup game, now they've done a U-turn on it. And they've added more Celtic fans in to be able to go to the thing, because they realise, fuck, we're not going to be able to fill this. But they know our fans will travel with our team. Them across the water have done it. They were the sort of first team to do it. They, you know, to I don't know, to try and fucking stop us to gaining an edge or whatever. I don't know what you'd need to ask Stuart Robinson what reason it was. My opinion, it's all very petty and all very silly.
Let's be fair, we all know why, because they were getting fucking horsed in the rain back.
Well, that and all, and the fact that, you know, I think a lot of their fans weren't too chuffed about the way we were celebrating in the stadium time and time again.
Well, let's be fair, when they won the league at Celtic Park, they fucking done it.
Well, that's true. So, they done the huddle and stuff like that, but
and that was that's going to cause trouble. Stupid. But I guarantee you, see if we...
That was a bad game as well, Ryan, because that was a game that could have us called the economy and stuff like that.
Let's be fair, he gave a penalty because of that as well. I know I was only young. I
remember that, mate.
I know for a fact he gave that.
He gave them up, but I do believe firmly to this day that he did that for that.
Because it was a penalty.
Nowhere near Albert's in terms of a foul or anything like that, and he gave that penalty because he was struck with that coin.
Which is unacceptable, but we all know why he just felt fucked.
Both incidents were unacceptable, but like I says, that's the only reason he gave that, because he had to sort of fucking get his end back in a way, and he obviously couldn't do it physically, so he had to do it in the actual game. He also sent Stephen Mahy off as well, which was the game. That whole game was just it was a nighttime game, I know, mate, and it was just a fucking horrible experience. It was I think it was a back of 5 at night that game took place. Back at 5, 6 o'clock, was it?
I think so, mate.
It probably didn't help as well, man. We had fucking Scott Marshall playing as well, at centre back, who was the brother of Gordon Marshall, Celtic former goalkeeper. And to be honest, I think you're fucking, I don't know. You were better with Marshall Mathers, I think, man, to be honest with you. Like, just totally. The game, the whole game was just a shambles. And the fact that they won the league that day at Celtic Park and all, but it was horrible. It was just it was a horrible experience all that whole day.
That's how
I was young. I was quite young when it happened, and I remember seeing my dad. So I watched the game with my dad, and I remember seeing the way my dad was, and I just knew that, it was horrible. It was really horrible. And then to watch what they done in terms of doing the huddle and stuff like that, it's something that's always kind of stuck with me, and I always thought if we ever get a chance to do it, we should fucking repay the favour.
But you know, for the fact that we done that, mate, it'd been fucking front page, back page, Celtic are horrible, Celtic are this.
No. But in my opinion, Ryan, we've done it now. We've done it that many times now. We were able to do it tenfold under Brendan Rodgers.
We couldn't even celebrate the treble because it was too much fucking hassle.
No, well, this is it as well. I mean, you're going on to a different... I mean, you could do a podcast on this just alone, mate. You're going on to a totally different set of waters.
Come on, man.
You're going on to a different set of waters altogether, mate.
I'm here all night. Let's go.
We're on the night shift.
I'm half about it. Let's go, man.
We're on the night shift.
I'm on the night shift.
Unfortunately, I don't even think I've got the fucking energy, I'll be honest with you, mate. To even get on that road, don't I think that's for another day. But in terms of Celtic, mate, going forward, I'm going to do it before you ask me. I'm just going to jump in and give you my thoughts. I just want us to continue in the format we've been in, mate. Obviously, Sunday comes, you've got Hearts at Parkhead. People are saying it's a tough game. Is it really? If you play your game, they're getting nowhere near us, mate. I don't care if they're saying Lawrence Shankland, they're fucking Martin Lawrence. It doesn't. It makes no difference to me, mate. You better be. They might have Alan for us. We've got James Forrest. I don't know if that's a good thing, mate. Fucking.
He's a bit of ball, isn't he?
I think you're better than walking for us, to be honest with you. Your dog.
Take a walk on the wild side.
Take a walk on the wild side. Stick a pair of Giacomakis' boots on and try and do that scissor kick for yesterday.
Top of that, did you see that?
I guarantee your spine doesn't hold up. I mean, that's a big man. Tell me.
The last bit I meant to mention, have you seen this thing about the Ibrox? The thing about can you jump as high as Tillman? Have you seen that?
I've seen
Come
it.
on,
I've seen
man.
it. There's a couple of... I saw
Oh,
one the other day. It was like out
is
somebody's fucking
is that
backyard.
the pre-match entertainment at Ibrox?
It must be, mate. For tomorrow night, they must have a European fan zone and it's going to be fucking beat. Instead of beat the goalie, it's beat Tillman.
Aye. 50 pence donation to the club.
If you can't beat them, you're getting a fucking sponge full of water flung at you.
Can you make a donation to the club?
Aye.
50 pence per shot.
And a blue cheese pizza getting stuffed in your dress.
Aye. Oh. And no, I guarantee with fucking blue peppers, no green peppers.
Aye. The only
Fucking
Mulberry sells blue mould.
Aye.
Aye.
Mouldy cheese.
So when they're into Aldi and all that, you need to spray paint them. You can't use green peppers, you need to spray paint them blue.
Oh, man.
But no, as I say, mate, that's fucking, it's, like, that mob leave you speechless, don't you? Sometimes you're just like, Jesus Christ. It wasn't between that and then all the cardboard cutouts of Stevie G and all that as well. And that was hilarious. But no, in terms of moving forward, mate, I just want to see us I'd like to see, do you know what? I'd like to see us go and win a right run of games and just keep winning. Just to see where it takes us, especially in the league. I think obviously if we do that, we'll put significant pressure on the others because Hearts have already dropped points. They're drew with fucking Hibs. If you beat them on Sunday, you then put them further behind where they're trying to get as well. And I know, going with their chairman, I think they're trying to split both sides of Glasgow. So, which I need to explain to now that it's not a fucking Xbox we're playing, mate. You know what I mean? It's not like you hit a button and all of a sudden you can upgrade your team.
Ultimate team.
Somebody needs to tell them they've only signed Lauren Shanklin. They've not signed fucking Diego Costa or Diego Forlan or Diego Maradona. But no, listen, they've recruited well. Shanklin's a goal scorer. I'm not slagging Shanklin. He is a good player. I'm a big Scotland fan, as you know, Ryan. So I would actually like to see the boy get on a goal trail, and that way you can get back and saying that Shanklin can go and score about 30 goals, and Steve Clark will pick fucking Ollie McBurney. That's just the way he is. That's just. That's. I know you're laughing, mate, but that's.
I'm laughing because it's true.
You'll go and see the next Scotland team, and it'll be someday you're like, what the fuck?
But I guarantee you, if Ollie Buck does well with Werder Bremen, he'll be the Scotland squad.
By the way, take away a side, right? Take away a side of that big boy.
What a career, by the way.
No, but I know. And he must have some agent, by the way, to be getting all he moves.
That's what I'm saying. Like, we're no slaughtering guys, but
I'm not wanting to slaughter him, right? But Ryan, what I will say about him, mate, see his speed.
Oh, he's maybe ridiculous.
I don't know how somebody can harness that into putting ability beside it, because see if you managed it, it would be fucking absolutely unbelievable.
We'd obviously gone by what we've seen play with Celtic. He wasn't up too much, but in some games he looked all right. But
he scored about, was it 9 or 10 goals he scored with us?
But see these guys that get these, they must have something in them. Is it because he's athletic and he's strong and fit that there's a more chance of getting that now? Because
yeah.
When I was playing, when I was growing up, you had to be obviously, it was all about fitness and you had to be technically good and you had to be tall and strong. And I was tiny, I wasn't, no chance we're going to make it. But football's just changed now. I generally believe, obviously, I kind of, I know we're dragging on a bit, but kind of going to what Guy Neville says yesterday. He says ability only takes you so far. Doesn't matter at any level, Man U or Arsenal or Celtic. But if you work hard and you've got a team ethic and you fucking run fast on your opponent, you'll win the game. You'll win games of football. And similarly, like, if Hearts outrun us, which they won't, but if Hearts did outrun us and fucking then they've got a chance. But I'm like you. I'll let you finish if we go for me. But I'm like you. If we work harder, then the team's going to match us, mate. I believe it'll just take care of itself.
Definitely. Just on that, what you says about Man U, have you seen the one? I seen one today, and the guy says, somebody asked me when does Man United kick off. I says, every fucking 15 minutes. That was a good one. Excuse me. No, that was a good one. I liked that. That was quite funny. That was quite witty. When does Man U kick off? Every 15 minutes. Oh, they're not bad way, you know, aren't they? It's like... I don't know what's happened there, man, but there's something that rooted in there that's rotten to the core, man. There's something. It can't be all the managers, right? That have got it wrong, mate. It cannot be all the coaches and managers that are fucking idiots and just can't do it. There must be something inside there, mate, that for the tap. That just there must be a massive hurdle that none of the managers are able to get through. I don't know.
I still
And then
believe
it ventures onto the pitch and all with guys' egos. I mean, Ronaldo, all right, I mean, fair dues. He lost his baby and stuff like that, right? He's probably grieving, which is fair enough. I don't like to say too much about that, mate, but he wasn't even wearing them in pre-season.
Mm-hmm.
And he's now playing, he's now in their games. So I'm not a manager or a coach, Ryan, but am I the only person that thinks he's slightly going to be behind the fucking team, regardless of how...
It doesn't matter how much he does. I know he's a specimen and he's fit as fuck, but
I
you
know.
can only train so hard yourself. But if you're not integrating with the team, he doesn't know the philosophy of the team.
No, and that's what I'm trying to say. That's what I was trying to say there. So why are the workings of this new manager? He's not done any strategies, team shape, nothing with us properly with us, man. I mean, a couple of weeks ago he was calling his agent in for a meeting. But he seems to be calling all the shots of what's happening. And see if I was Ten Hag, I'd just say to him, listen, if you don't want to be here, don't be here. But in the meantime, you'll not be playing, you'll not be part of this until you get your head right, which is fair enough. I understand you've got family issues, etc., etc. But I can't have you in a bit of squad now because it's just not the right fit for where we want to go and where we want to do. And then I would go and sign a striker to prove a point. That's what I would do. In terms of Celtic, mate, moving forward, like I said, mate, I just want to see us winning. I'd like to see us win a consecutive amount of games, maybe into double figures this season, like winning every game for the start of the season. Can't tell you when the last time we started the season like that. But it would be interesting to see us winning and improving time and time over. And obviously we'll look forward to the draw for the Champions League. I think that's on everybody's minds now. As we start approaching end of August, beginning of September, then the Champions League kicks off. Is it the 6th of September?
6th, 7th, mate, I think it is, aye.
6th, 7th of September. So it's only a couple of weeks away, mate. And I'm really, we're all buzzing, mate, but you know what I mean? We're just all buzzing. Happy to be there again and happy to bin about it again. And no, I'm really looking forward to it. Ryan, I'm looking forward to it, but the new incomings might be, in terms of, because we know he's not finished in terms of signings. I'm looking forward to seeing what he brings in between now and the end of the window. Obviously, we know players will go, and we can never fucking guess who they're going to be, right? They're not getting anywhere near the team. The ones like Mikey Johnson, but I don't think Mikey will be sold long term. I think Mikey's going to be loaned out to.
But I think his loan deal,
try and get his form back again. I
think whoever he goes to, it's his last chance. He's going to do well.
I agree with that. I would agree with that. But I think in terms of, I do think deep down, I think Ange does fancy him. I think Ange does like him. He thinks he's got something. Because Ange doesn't strike me as the type of man that would give him that chance and fucking, try and get it out of him. And I think, as you said, this will be his last chance. If he comes back and for whatever reason he just can't get it out of him, then he'll be moved on permanently. And then obviously you've got a Yeti and maybe obviously Big Julian probably as well. I think they'll be looking to move it the door. McCarthy, that'll be an eye, I know, sooner or later, whether they can get out the door or no. But again, Ryan, it's all right for us to say, move him out the door, mate. You need to have clubs to take these players as well, mate. It's not just as easy to go, get him out the door. And Celtic just don't have the Abu Dhabi finance backing that they can just go, there's fucking...
just rip it up.
There's 5 million, we'll give you pay off, bang it away, just rip up your contract and away you go. Because I guarantee you, if we did have a back like that, mate, they wouldn't be at Celtic,
No chance.
There'd be something agreed that you would all be away. And as I say, but no, it'll be interesting to see what happens and who he's going to bring in and what type of player it's going to be. And is it going to be Ross Barkley? Is it going to be somebody else? Is it going to be, do you know what I mean? And it'll be interesting to see where the team ends up come the close of window.
No, I'm the same as you, mate. I think going forward again, on to Hearts. I think they'll pose a threat. I don't think they'll be they don't want to be disrespectful, but I don't want to say they'll be easy to take apart as Kilmarnock and Ross County. I think they'll try and take the game to us the first few minutes to try and get us off shit, but again we'll talk about that as the week goes on. But I think again, the same as you, mate, just carry on. looking forward to the draw next 10 days or so. Seeing if any ins and outs in the next few days as well. I'd imagine if there's going to be ins and outs, it'll be popping up soon because obviously the window ends in a few weeks. So,
yeah.
But I all positive again. Good result of the weekend, mate, and a good chat with yourself again. The two Ronnies, the Monday night. I know we've been over again, but again, I don't care because it's good chatting. Again, if anybody likes the content, please subscribe to YouTube. We'll get a wee bell when we go live. TikTok as well. I'm on the TikTok duties of these stupid videos. I think they're quite funny. So get me and JP again on Twitter. Give us a wee follow on Twitter. On YouTube, just type in the name of the podcast. It'll pop up and you'll get us on there. But again, we're on Facebook as well. Same, just the name of the podcast. But again, JP, thanks for your time, mate, and hail.